Hello, welcome to Verbling. Hi there. My name is Teacher Oakley, and actually today at this hour and the following 2 days as well. Get ready to fight, people. We are going to tackle the complex grammatical problem of when to use gerunds and when to use infinitives. There are some basic rules. Since we're spending 3 days to look at this, we're going to look at some more complicated structures. The bad news here is that some of the common forms are dependent upon the actual verb used in the sentence, which means it's going to be like idioms and phrasal verbs. You're going to have to remember, does this verb take a gerund or does this verb take an infinitive? However, we've got 3 days to look at this, so we're going to look at case by case, different situations, and practice them together. All right, well, let me welcome folks to the class, do a little mic check, make sure you're all mic'd up. Okay, hello, Nuri. Hi, Nuri.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, how are you? Hi,
Fine,
Hope.
thanks.
I like your avatar. Hey, ho, Kermit the Frog here. I'm a big fan of Kermit the Frog.
Yes, I like to.
Nice. Where are you from, Nuri?
From Colombia.
Colombia. Oh, excellent. Okay. Welcome to the class. I'd like
Thanks.
to also welcome Luo. Hello, Luo. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. How are you today?
Good. Pretty good. Thank you. Welcome to the class. Hello, Jose Luis.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Also, greetings to Fausto. Fausto, long time no see. Fausto? Uh-oh. I think you might have a problem. I see you're unmuted, buddy, but I can't hear you. All right, see if you can fix that. Talk to you in a little bit. Hello, Daniela. Hi, Daniela. Welcome.
Hello?
Hello? That didn't sound like Daniela.
Oakley, how are you?
I'm okay. Oh, it is you. Okay. Okay, I'm well. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay. Either you're in the class twice, or there's two people with the same name. I'm not sure.
Okay. I'm new in the class with you.
Okay. What's your name? Who's talking here? Is this
Jaime.
Jamie? Jaime.
Jaime
Jaime.
or Jimmy, no problem. It's
Jaime.
the same.
Okay. Hi, Jaime. Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia, Bogota.
Colombia as well. Okay. A lot of folks from Bogota. Okay. Thank you, Jaime. Welcome to the class. Daniela, are you here? Okay, I'm not hearing anything. So try to fix it. Bounce back out. Bounce back in. I'm not sure what you have to do. Hello, Keiko. Hi, Keiko.
Hello, teacher.
Hey, welcome. Nice to see you again.
Thank you. Nice to see you too.
Thank you. And welcome to Vu. Hi, Vu.
Hi, teacher.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. Good morning to you.
Yes.
And finally, a warm welcome to Suna. Hello, Suna.
Hi, Oakley. Good to see you.
Likewise. Always a pleasure. Okay, let's get started looking at these crazy gerunds and infinitives. It's going to be some tough work, kids. Let's not fool ourselves. All right, here we go. Part 1. Dun, dun, dun. Gerunds and infinitives. Part 2. Gerunds and infinitives strike back. Yeah. Okay. What is a gerund? It is a noun form made from a verb by adding the ing suffix to the ending. For example, if a verb is read, for example, read is reading is the gerund form. You can use a gerund as the subject noun of a sentence, the complement, or the object. Do not overly concern yourself with the complement. When used as the complement, it means basically it's providing extra information about the subject or the object. Actually, complements can be subject complements or object complements. Don't really worry about that too much. It's not that important, really. All right, as the subject of a sentence, reading, here's reading again. Here's our verb, helps you. You learn English. Okay, here we see the gerund used as the subject of a sentence. Her favorite hobby is reading. This is the complement of the sentence. It actually complements hobby, which is the subject. It helps describe the subject because we have a linking verb. Okay, so with a linking verb, we don't really need an object, an actual object of the sentence. So this is basically where you have most complements or subject complements. There are object complements as well, but this is very typical. You see it used in a linking verb sentence. All right, where linking verbs are verbs that don't actually need an object. So this is common. Don't really have to worry about it too much. Or very simply, as an object of a sentence, I enjoy reading. Okay. Gerunds can also be made negative, of course, by adding not. So he enjoys not working. Super. Me too. The best thing for your health is not smoking. All right, these are possibilities. And although these are both objects, you can easily use not for a subject gerund as well. All right, very basically, simplest definition, those are gerunds. And now we'll look at infinitives, and then we're going to start looking at how to figure out when to use them. That's when things get complicated, and we'll be doing lots of practice. So bear with me. Infinitives are the to form of the verb. The infinitive form of learn, for example, is, of course, to learn. You can also use an infinitive as a subject, complement, or object of a sentence. For example, to learn is important. This is the subject of the sentence. This is perfectly correct to do so. The most important thing is to learn. Same idea. This is actually a subject complement, same as we looked at in the gerund. He wants to learn, all right, the object of the sentence. Infinitives also can easily be made negative by adding not. I decided not to go. The most important thing is not to give up. Also, again, you can easily make the subject infinitive negative. Not to go was the only option. For example. Okay. All right. First thing, Grammatically correct. It's perfectly okay to use a gerund or an infinitive as the subject or the complement of a sentence. However, as subjects or complements, gerunds usually sound more like normal spoken English. It's more common to use gerunds as the subject. All right. Infinitives definitely sound more abstract, more formal, definitely more general. Okay, if you read a lot of philosophy, philosophers in their writing like to use a lot of infinitives as subjects. So it's definitely not normal spoken English. Just a second, I'll show you examples. Infinitives emphasize the possibility or potential for something and definitely sound, well, philosophical. 90% of the time you're going to be, or more actually, if you're a normal human, you're going to use gerunds as subjects, not infinitives, unless, of course, you are, in fact, a philosopher. And then, of course, this percentage will be greatly skewed. Okay. Example, it's much more normal to say learning is important. That sounds normal. To learn is important. Okay, notice my bizarre accent when I say that? I can't even help myself. It's so formal and abstract. Much less common, of course, much more common in writing than in speaking, because all formal English, as a general rule, English is more formal in writing than it is in speaking. Okay, as a normal complement, the most important thing is learning. Again, much more formal. The most important thing is to learn. Yes, Mr. Shakespeare. Okay, much less common. All right, this is pretty straightforward. All right, either one is grammatically correct and perfectly okay to say or to write. Just much more likely to use a gerund to start a sentence, for example. Okay. Now we get into the fun part. Now we're going to start practicing. All right. As the object of a sentence, it is more difficult to choose between gerund or an infinitive. Sometimes they are interchangeable and it doesn't matter which you choose. However, unfortunately, other times, depending on the verb, the main verb that you're using, the main verb will determine if you should use a gerund or an infinitive. For example, he enjoys swimming. All right. Enjoy requires a gerund. You cannot say he enjoys to swim. Just not okay. So you have to remember enjoys a gerund. As opposed to he wants to swim. I cannot say he wants swimming. It doesn't actually make sense. It sounds very, very weird to a native speaker. So want always requires an infinitive. There's no way I can use want as a main verb and use a gerund. I want eating. I'm hungry. It sounds like caveman talk is actually what it sounds like. It sounds very strange. Okay, more examples. Some verbs are followed by gerunds as objects. She suggested going to a movie. Mary keeps, here's the main verb, keeps talking about her problems. Of course, we can't say Mary keeps to talk about her problems. She suggested to go to a movie. Now, wait a minute. She suggested to go to a movie. That doesn't sound so bad for me. Wait a minute. She suggested to swim in the lake. She suggested swimming in the lake. She suggested driving to the ocean. She suggested to drive to the ocean. Well, okay. Here's one of those things. Here's one of those things where this verb actually should be followed by a gerund, but many times you will hear native speakers sometimes use an infinitive after suggest. However, technically speaking, it is grammatically incorrect. You really are not supposed to do that. You would never, for example, hear a native speaker use an infinitive after keep in this way. Okay, so here we go. Here's something that's very difficult to understand. All right, you would never hear a native say, I enjoy to fish. I enjoy to swim. You would just never hear that. There's no construction where a native speaker would use an infinitive.
Teacher,
all right. Yeah.
when there is a pronoun between suggest and the following verb, for example, I suggest you
go.
Go. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought that would there is particle to I suggest you to go.
No. Nope. I suggest you go, to a movie, for example. Yeah. We're definitely going to look at lots of other possibilities. Okay. Some verbs are followed by infinitives. She wants to go to a movie. Okay, or Mary needs to talk about her problems. Oh, needs, yeah. Okay. Ooh, yeah, all right. All right, here's another one where there's a weird exception. Mary needs taking after. Okay, to take, whoops, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. Mary needs taking care of. To take care of people. All right. Mary needs to be taken care of. Okay. Using a passive infinitive. Okay. You should use a passive infinitive. Mary needs to be taken care of. Grammatically, you need to use an infinitive. I'm forming a passive. Mary needs taking care of, you will often hear. Again, not technically speaking, grammatically correct. That's what's tough about gerunds and infinitives. What's really difficult is it depends on, for object, gerund and infinitives, it depends on the main verb. Most main verbs, you're just going to hear one way or the other. Some main verbs you can hear either way, and some main verbs you can hear either way, and it's technically not correct, but you may hear it. It may sound slightly strange, but we'll use it anyway. Okay, given these examples, or try to see if you can think of any others, try to use, let's try first a gerund in a sentence. I don't really care what you're doing. Let's just see if you can use a gerund as an object. We didn't do subjects. Subjects are easy. Learning is important. Eating healthy is important. As a subject, very simple. Let's try as an object, in other words, following a main verb using a gerund. Okay. Nuri, you were first in the class, so you get to go first. All right, we're going to try, first of all, a gerund.
With the gerund.
If you can think of another main verb in a gerund, that's great. But if your brain is stuck and you can't think of anything, you can use the examples given here, like keeps, suggested, or enjoys we had earlier.
I enjoy cooking.
I enjoy cooking. That's simple. All right, see? You can do it.
Yes.
All right. Simple example. All right. We got to start somewhere. That's the thing. No problem. Good job. Luo? If you
Yeah. My friend Nico like playing football.
Okay. One more time with that?
My friend Nico like playing football.
Oh, my friend. Whoops.
Likes
Brian.
playing.
My friend Nico? Like that?
Yeah, Nico.
Okay.
Yeah. Likes playing football.
All right. I was hoping somebody would use likes. Thank you. Would it change the meaning, or is it possible to say my friend Nico likes to play football?
Likes to play. Yeah. Likes to play is in infinitive.
Yeah, it is. My friend Nico likes playing football. My friend Nico likes to play football. Actually, either one is fine. Okay. So here we have a main verb, likes. That's perfectly okay to use either one. I like to play soccer. Play is a normal verb. I like fishing. I like to fish. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, your sentence is perfectly correct, and you've given us an example of a verb where it actually is optional. Really doesn't change the meaning. Really not at all. Jose, can you try giving me an example?
Yes, teacher. Infinitive, right?
No, we're doing gerund first.
Okay. Exercising is important for your health.
Okay. You did use a gerund. You used gerund as a subject,
right?
Yes. You used it correctly, but it was a subject. You want to try as an object?
Okay, teachers. Okay. I'm keep walking with my best friend.
Oh, wait a minute. But you used I am, right?
Yes.
Okay. Another area where we can get easily confused because, of course, all right, the verb to be plus an ing form, of course. These form our continuous tenses, right? Present continuous. I am walking. Past. I was walking. I will be walking. Future tense. Okay. So we have to be aware that the infinitive. I'm sorry. Excuse me. the continuous tenses are being used as the main verb in the sentence. Here, your main verb is keep. All right. So, Jose, you don't need am.
Okay, yes, I only need keep, right?
That's right, because you're just using a simple present tense,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, okay, but thank you for doing that because that's easy to get confused there. You have an ing word in the sentence. Do you need the verb to be? No, not because your ing or gerund is not the main verb. The main verb is suggested, keeps, likes, keep, right? So, okay, I'm glad you did that. That's a mistake we can all learn by and be careful of. Thank you, Jose.
Okay, teacher.
Thank you, actually. Jaime. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Same thing. Same drill.
Uh,
A verb is a
uh,
gerund as an object.
okay. I did likes the musical movies.
One more time.
I did likes the musical movies.
I did likes.
No, dislikes.
Okay. Thank you. I dislike. So,
Dislikes. Yeah.
yeah, you don't need an S. I dislike, just like I keep. He keeps,
Okay.
it keeps. All right, but I or plural pronouns, they dislike, we dislike, I dislike. It's only with
Okay.
he, she, it that we need to conjugate the verb with S. Okay, I dislike what?
See the musical movies.
Okay, see? Okay, I dislike seeing musical movies.
Yes.
Seeing, all right, with the ing. Okay, all right, you've got the idea here, Jaime. One thing I would first mention, because we watch a movie, I just said it, I gave it away. We watch a movie, we're looking at it for a long period of time. So you see something, okay, uh, that is a more or less we use instant action. Okay, I saw a dog in my yard. I watched the dog for half an hour.
Okay.
All right, me saying I see something is something instant. That's one action, but I watch the dog. Okay, that's something that takes time. Um, it's a lot different, Jaime, if you see beautiful girls at the beach or you watch beautiful girls at the beach. Okay.
Okay, I understand.
Yes, trust me, my wife knows the difference, Jaime. Okay. All right. I just like watching musical movies. That is perfectly okay. But just so you know, for your information, FYI, um, okay. No, actually, maybe this is a. Oh, okay. I just like watching musical movies. Movies. Ah, we usually we usually swap this out. Okay, because all right. First of all, if I just said just a little information vocabulary for everyone. If I
Okay.
say musicals, I just like watching musicals. I am referring to plays on the stage where people sing. Okay, uh, and I don't need to say musical plays in
Oh,
English.
maybe for mm, in in Colombia, for example, the musicals
Uh
are
huh.
the theater,
Yeah,
yes,
that's right.
and the musical movies is a movie,
Mm-hmm.
but the con
All
the with many music.
That's right. And in English, we switch that around. I just like watching movie musicals. All right? Like The Sound of Music. The
Okay.
hills are alive with the sound of music.
Yes, for
You hate that,
example.
right, Jaime? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Fair enough. Just a little vocabulary. We flip flop that in English, so we make a distinction between plays on stage. We just call musicals, and the ones in the cinema,
Yeah.
motion pictures, we call movie musicals.
Okay.
Okay. All right, all right,
Thank you.
you got the idea. All right. Whew. Fausto, are you mic'd up? Can you talk now?
Uh, can you hear me okay, teacher?
I can.
Perfect.
Perfect. All
Okay.
right. You want to give it a try?
Yes, sure. I postponed. I postponed making the presentation.
Very nice. A new word. Mm-hmm. To say I postponed to make the presentation.
No, making the
It is not.
presentation.
Very good. This is correct. And here is an example of a verb that you cannot use infinitive with. I postponed to go to the beach. Nope. Very good, Fausto. Excellent example. Thank you for presenting us
Okay,
with
you're
a
welcome.
new gerund collocation verb. Keiko.
I stopped running to tie my tennis shoes laces.
I stopped running. Oh, look what he's doing here. I'm going to leave out the extra information for expediency's sake, but okay. Main verb, I stopped running. This actually would totally change the meaning of the sentence. Okay. Very interesting here. I stopped running. I stopped to run. Hmm.
Yes.
Whoa, wait a minute. What happens there? Crazy. Okay.
I
Uh,
know, I think that in teacher, sorry for interrupt here. I think that we can use both, but the meaning of the sentence is different. For example,
exactly.
stop running, you are stop to action of running.
Mm-hmm. That's
If,
right.
if you say stop to run, you say to stop. I don't know how
Some
can I say stop.
some
To stop
other action.
something is
Yeah.
other action to start to run. Yes,
For
that's right.
example, it's perfectly okay to say I stopped to tie my laces. And now I have an infinitive. So if I wanted to just eliminate running here, I could. The verb stop is one of the verbs where you can use either. Okay. However, Keiko, your construction is perfectly okay. Notice how we've stacked this up. We got a gerund followed by an infinitive. This is definitely possible. It definitely happens in English all the time. So,
Yes.
yeah,
My intention is to say that I stopped my running in
hmm
order to tie
and that's what it
my
says.
laces.
Well,
Yeah.
if that was your intention, it worked because that's exactly what that sentence says. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, very interesting there. And this is a concept we'll look at later. Some of the main verbs that we can use either with a gerund or an infinitive. We'll look at this later. We'll revisit this idea, but just preemptively, uh, sometimes it
Try.
makes. Sometimes it makes absolutely no difference to the meaning of the sentence. Sometimes it changes the meaning of the sentence entirely. And the verb stop is a good example of when we change infinitive or gerund, it's going to change the meaning of the sentence. Try? Try. We will. We'll get there. Okay, we'll get there. Trying to stick to my plan. Don't throw me off my plan. I'll get all confused. Okay, Vu, your turn. Give it a
Okay.
try, buddy.
My plans is studying French at a language school in 2 years.
Okay, wait a minute.
At at a language school.
You got a lot of information here. All right. My plan. Okay. In language school at. Okay. At is probably better. If we use
Uh,
I could say in a language school. That would be okay. At is
at a
better. Okay. Um, now here you've got the verb to be. This is your main verb. First of all, my plans doesn't make sense. My plans is
plan.
plural, so it would have to be are studying or my plan is. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, the
Yes.
second thing is this is your main verb, so that now this is present continuous tense. All right. My plan is studying French.
I want to use studying as gerund.
Sorry, you
That's mean studying is a gerund.
as a gerund.
Gerund.
Yeah. Okay. Well, because you have my plan. Okay. My plan is studying. Okay. Uh, hmm. Learning. My plan is studying. That sounds very awkward. First of all, if I was constructing this idea, I would not do this at all. I would do it like this. I would use the verb is and an infinitive. Okay. With is, of course, the verb to be, using that as your main verb. Ha 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 ha. Here's the problem. I can't. I can use either infinitive or gerund, but very difficult with this particular subject. I would never actually myself use my plan is and then a gerund. My plan is swimming this summer. My plan is going to the Himalayas. I don't think you can even do that. My plan is to go. My plan is to swim. My plan is to study. This is, I think this
Yeah,
is a
I
tricky exception.
teacher.
Yes. Yeah, Keiko?
I have the impression that if I used the gerund, um, it would sound very strange because it gives the impression that my plan it was the subject that was studying. It was very weird.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
confusing because, the other thing is just using the vocabulary, my plan. Obviously, you're talking about future idea. It's a noun, but it obviously refers to something that's going to happen in the future. All right. My plan is to, okay, is studying, even if I'm going to, even if I'm going to be using, my plan is to be studying French at language school in 10 years. Well, there you go. Now it makes perfect sense because I have a future continuous tense. But again, you know, again, this isn't actually study here now becomes your main verb. Okay, it is possible, Vu, to use studying as a gerund. I enjoy studying. There you go, the gerund object. Okay, this is a very tricky, very tricky, and the problem is with the verb is. And with this continuous tense.
If we, teacher.
Yeah.
If you used my plan is studying, it would form present continuous. That
Well, exactly.
made no sense.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it doesn't make sense really. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Sorry, bro.
I can say I plan to be studying French.
Okay, let's try that. I plan. Now I'm using plan as the main verb.
To be studying?
To be studying French.
To study.
Okay, I plan to. Yeah, you would still probably use the infinitive. I plan to study French. All right, now we're looking at plan as not a noun, but as a verb. I plan studying French at language school. I plan swimming this summer. No. And now here's the problem. I think plan is one of the verbs that must be followed by an infinitive.
To be studying.
To be studying.
French.
Okay. I plan to be. Okay, now where was it? I stopped running to tie my shoes. Actually, you know what has happened here? Now you have I plan, then the infinitive, followed by a gerund. Instead of, in the previous sentence, you have a main verb, followed by a gerund, followed by an infinitive. You've just flopped it all around here. Main verb, infinitive, gerund. Okay?
Teacher, maybe we can change for another main verb here. For example, I consider studying French at language school in 2 years.
Okay.
Because after consider, we need to use a gerund.
I consider. I consider quitting my job. I consider killing my neighbor. Yeah, you're right. It is followed by a gerund. I consider studying French at language school in 2 years. Of course, it would be more likely to use some sort of, in reality, it would be more likely to use some sort. I have been considering. Just to show that, because consider is something that you do over a time period. If you want to you know, express the idea. You consider something, nobody considers something. Consider means you think about it for a while. So it is natural to use consider in some sort of continuous way. To also show that it has happened in the past and up until now, I would use this construction, which is a perfect present continuous tense. It does what I want it to do. But nevertheless, I have been considering studying. It's still followed by a gerund, as Fausto noted. So, plan belongs down here with our infinitives. All right, the verb plan, which is maybe even when we use plan as a noun, it freaks me out. It doesn't seem in Vu's original. Okay. I like this sentence much better because it takes into account what does consider mean, something you've been doing in the past up until now, and it's a continued action. And yes, you can have a continuous form followed by a gerund. This is perfectly okay. All right, well, that was interesting. This is why talking about gerunds and infinitives takes me many days. You have so many interesting permutations, interesting different examples. Okay, Vu. Overall, the takeaway here mostly is that plan belongs down here with the infinitives. And even using the trying to change it around and using the noun form, something's going to be weird there. Okay, Suna. Finally, it's your turn. Can you use a gerund as an object?
Yes. I like taking a trip by plane.
Taking a trip. What was your last prepositional phrase?
By a plane.
By a plane. Okay, I like taking a trip. When we have by, we normally just say, I like taking a trip by plane. Or, I know this is a little weird, when you use on a plane. This is the common preposition. When we use by, we don't really, because we're talking about plane as a concept. On a plane, we're talking about the actual object flying through the air. When we use biplane, we're actually talking about an idea. Okay, so you don't need to say a. It's not necessary. But as far as main verb followed by gerund, you got it. That's perfectly fine. Wow. Tomorrow, part 2. Okay. All right. Here we go. Now, same thing. One more time. Infinitives. She wants to go to a movie. Mary needs to talk about her problems. Plan to verb. We already know plan belongs down here. Woohoo! Nuri, can you do a verb followed by an infinitive, a main verb followed by an infinitive in a sentence?
2 days after the operation, he began to walk. 2 days. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry about my misspelling. I like today, though. After the operation.
Okay.
Immediately.
Began to walk.
He began to work.
Okay.
He began to work. I'm even going to throw in a time phrase just to make it more fun, I guess. He began to work immediately. Just because I like that. Okay. All right, began. Question, Nuri. Can I say began working? Would that be okay?
I think that yes,
I
that
think you're
you
right.
can use began working.
I think you're right. Does it really change the meaning of the sentence?
No, it's the same.
I think you're right again. I think you've been right 3 times. Very good. Excellent.
Good.
Nice job. All right, began. Uh, this is another one of our verbs that we can use with either. Luo, can you give me an example? An infinitive object.
Yes. At this point, your wife knows perfectly uh, you are watching. What you are watch you are to watch. Mm, you are watching. I think.
Oh.
I cannot change this to infinitive. I think.
Knows you. Okay,
Because
we're
you are
having a
watching.
subject noun, and then you
Yeah.
are watching. Yeah, this is actually your wife knows you are watching.
How to change this to infinitive?
Watching what?
Watching
Here,
beauties on the beach.
let's leave that a mystery. Okay. At this point, watching her. Maybe you're watching your wife. Your wife knows you're watching. Wow. I don't know. Okay, let's see. The verb know. I know swimming is good for you. I know to swim. Oh, wow, that's weird. I know to swim is good for you. Hmm. Hmm. It was weird to have watching, of course. We couldn't do it without you are. Uh, hmm. Very strange. Knows you are watching. Okay. Actually, this sentence does work, but wow, it's complicated. Uh,
Cannot change to infinitive. So.
I don't think so. Uh,
Yeah.
oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It's
Okay.
possible to use you are looking.
Okay, how about this? How about this? Wait a second. Hold on, folks. All right. How about this? At this point, your wife knows to watch you at the beach.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
I think that's what you were actually trying to say, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Ah, okay. All right. I thought no could be used for either, and yes, it can. I just had to think about it for a minute. Okay. Hey, we did it. All right, and that is actually the idea that you were trying to convey. Okay, very good. Jose.
Uh, I want I want to sleep early today.
Okay. I went to sleep or I want to sleep?
I want to sleep.
Okay.
I want in present, teacher. I want.
Uh-huh. Yep. Let me get that. Right. I got it. All right. I went to sleep.
I
Um,
want.
would also work as well. I want. Could you change this to gerund? I want sleeping. No.
Early.
Obviously, no. You cannot say I want sleeping.
No, because it's a rule that you give us, right?
Yeah. Did I already say that? Yeah, I did. Here we have wants up here. Right. I forgot. Um, but equally so. However, I went to sleep. early, maybe earlier today. Or even early. I went to sleep early today. Okay, you've obviously woken up again. Also went, because that's more interesting, and we already know about want. I went to sleep. I went sleeping. How about went? To go. Hmm. Now this is interesting. I went sleeping. But wait a minute. Went is past tense of go. And of course, go, I go skiing every Saturday. I go swimming on Tuesday. Of course, we can use go with a gerund. I go to sleep. I go to baseball practice. Wait, that's a prepositional phrase. I go to sleep, yeah, at 4 o'clock every day. We can use go with either. However, it's interesting here. I went sleeping early today. It's not really possible to use a gerund, interestingly. So here is another problem. Gerunds and infinitives. Sometimes, even though the main verb could be used with either gerund or infinitive, sometimes under certain circumstances it won't be possible. Here it's possible. I went to sleep early today. It's perfectly okay, but I cannot use...
In this one, is possible use both?
I cannot use a gerund with went. Okay, even go. I go sleeping early every day. No, I go to sleep. Yeah, with sleep it would have to be infinitive. But of course, I went skiing yesterday. Of course, is possible. I think it's just the nature of the verb sleep. It's not really the main verb, actually. It makes it weird. All right. Obviously we can use sleeping as a gerund, like sleeping is good for you. There's a subject. Interesting. Okay. Tomorrow, part 2. Okay. Altering gerunds and infinitives. Oh, unfortunately, we're pretty much out of time. Does anybody have last questions for today? Which, of course, I'm probably going to tell you, we'll get to that tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll look at part 2. Hopefully, we'll get even further. Any last questions? Yeah.
Same hour and channel, teacher?
Yeah. Same bat time, same bat channel. I'll be here tomorrow in 23 hours from now.
Okay.
And we'll take it up where we left off. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, teacher.